Everyone. Today we learn about the demonstration of the synovial and cartilaginous joint. Today we learn about the cartilaginous and synovial joint. You already learn about the classification of the synovial joint. So cartilaginous joint. Cartilaginous joint are of two types. There is the primary cartilaginous joint and secondary cartilaginous joint. The another name of primary cartilaginous joint is hyaline cartilage, or you can say synchondrosis. As per the name, the articular surface of two bones is joined by the hyaline cartilage. They are temporary in nature because after the some age they are converted into the bone. Now, what are the example of the primary, or you can say the hyaline cartilaginous joint? That is the joint between the epiphysis and diaphysis. See, you already learn the parts of the bone, that is epiphysis and diaphysis. So, the joint between epiphysis and diaphysis, that is the example of the primary cartilaginous joint. The another example is spheno-occipital joint, that is that you will learn in the head and neck region. The other example of primary cartilaginous joint is first chondrosternal joint. Now first, what is the chondrosternal joint? See, first you see this is the rib cage that is formed by the 12 pair of rib on each side, sternum anteriorly and posteriorly by the vertebrae. So, chondro word is for the cartilaginous part of the ribs. See, this is the cartilaginous part of the rib and this is the manubrium sterni. So, the joint between this chondrosternal, so these are the example of the primary cartilaginous joint. Again I show you, see this is the separate rib cage. So this is the 12 pair of ribs, anteriorly manubrium, anteriorly sternum, and posteriorly you can see this is the vertebrae. So these are cartilaginous part of rib that join with the manubrium sterna. So these all are the called chondrosternal joint. So first chondrosternal joint means the cartilaginous part of first rib that join with the sternum, that is the first chondrosternal joint, that is the example of primary cartilaginous joint. Now other costochondral joint. See, this is the costochondral joint. The costa word is for the rib and this is the chondro, means cartilaginous part of rib. So these are costochondral joint. So they are also the example of primary cartilaginous joint. Now the secondary cartilaginous joint. The another name for the secondary cartilaginous joint is symphysis, or you can say the fibrocartilaginous joint. As per name, articular surface is joined by hyaline cartilage and again they are joined by the pair of fibrocartilage. So opposite to the different two from the primary cartilaginous joint is they are permanent in nature, and because of the pair of fibrocartilage they the movement of this type of joint is somewhat limited. Now, what are the example of secondary cartilaginous joint? The joint that is present in midline of the body. See, we can see from below. This is the pubic symphysis. See, this is the hip bone, that is the bone of the lower limb. This is the two hip bone. They join together by anteriorly by pubic symphysis. This is the one side pubic bone, another side of pubic bone. They join by this joint, that is called the pubic symphysis. That is the example of secondary cartilaginous joint. Now the joint between the body of the vertebrae, see these all are the vertebrae, this is the body of the vertebrae. The joint between these vertebrae, that is intervertebral joint, that is the example of the fibrocartilaginous, or you can say secondary cartilaginous joint. The in upper limb, the example of secondary cartilaginous joint is manubriosternal joint. As I told you earlier, this is the sternum, the part of sternum from above downward. This is the quadrilateral plate, that is called the manubrium. This is body of sternum and this is a Ziegfeld process. So the joint between manubrium and the body of sternum, that is manubriosternal joint, that is the example of secondary cartilaginous joint. So you have to remember the joint that is present in the midline of body from above downward. Again I repeat, manubriosternal joint, intervertebral joint and pubic symphysis. They are the example of secondary cartilaginous joint. See student, remember one thing, the joint between the body of sternum and this Gifford process, that is the Gifford-sternal joint, that is example of primary cartilaginous joint. So don't include in that secondary cartilaginous joint. You have to remember this is the primary cartilaginous joint and this manubriosternal is secondary cartilaginous joint. Now we will see the synovial joint. As you know, the synovial joint, they are classified according to movement is, first is the plane joint. In uniaxial there is a hinge and pivot joint. In biaxial there is condyle, ellipsoid joint. And in multiaxial there is saddle and ball and socket joint. See, we will see the example of each type of joint one by one. First is the plane variety of synovial joint. As you know, in plane variety of synovial joint, the articular surfaces are more or less flat and there is a gliding movement between them. Now we will see the example of the plane variety of the synovial joint. Now before telling you about the type example of the plane synovial joint, see, this is the hand that is formed by this small, they are the carpal bones, 8 carpal bones, then there are 5 metacarpal bone and there are 14 phalanges. Again carpal, metacarpal and phalanges, they together form our hand. So the example of plane synovial joint are intercarpal joint, means joint between the carpal bones, that is the example of plane variety of synovial joint. Then intermetacarpal joint, means joint between the metacarpal bones. So they are the example of plane variety of synovial joint. Now see, carpometacarpal joint means joint between this carpal bone and metacarpal bone, that is the example of plane variety of synovial joint, except first, that is first carpometacarpal, it is example of saddle variety of joint, and rest of the carpometacarpal joint, they are the example of plane variety of the synovial joint. Now this is the foot, same like the hand, it is formed by these 7 tarsal bone, 5 metatarsal and these are the 14 phalanges. So this is the foot in which most of the intertarsal joint, tarso-metatarsal joint and intermetatarsal joint. Again, intertarsal joint means joint between 2 tarsal bone. Tarso-metatarsal joint, joint between tarsal and metatarsal bone, and intermetatarsal means joint between 2 metatarsal bone. They are the example of the plane variety of the synovial joint. Now the another example of plane variety of synovial joint is that is the acromioclavicular joint. See, this is the lateral end of the clavicle that make joint with the acromion process of the scapula. So this is the acromioclavicular joint, that is the example of plane variety of synovial joint. Now see here, as I told you earlier that chondrosternal joint, these all are the chondrosternal joint, right? First chondrosternal joint, that is the primary cartilaginous joint. So these all rest of chondrosternal joint, they are the example of plane variety of the synovial joint. You have to remember, first chondrosternal is the primary cartilaginous and rest of the chondrosternal joint, they are the example of plane variety of synovial joint. Now see here, in the lower limb, this is again hip bone, this is the sacrum. Joint between this sacrum and ilium, that form the joint, that is the sacroiliac joint. This is also the example of the plane variety of synovial joint, sacroiliac joint. See, this is the vertebrae. First we see some part of vertebrae. This is the body of vertebrae. This is the transverse process of vertebrae. This is the spinous process, right? And you can see here, this is the superior articular facet on both sides. And here, this is the inferior articular facet of vertebrae. See, these are the feature of all vertebrae. Now I join these two vertebrae like this. So you can see here, there is a joint between the inferior articular facet of upper vertebrae and this superior articular facet of lower vertebrae like this. See, you can see here. Okay. So this joint, the joint between the inferior articular facet and superior articular facet here, they are the example of plain variety of synovial joint. On this side, same on this side. Okay, so these are the example of plain variety of synovial joint. Now, this is the thoracic rib. Okay, so there is a joint between the vertebrae and thoracic rib. Two joint, costovertebral and costotransverse. I show you. See, there is a facet. There is a facet on each side of the thoracic vertebrae. You can see here. Okay, and also there is a facet on the rib, head of the rib. So the head of the rib is making joint with the facet that is present on the body of the vertebrae here. That is called the costo means rib and vertebrae, costovertebral joint. So this joint, this is the example of plain variety of synovial joint. Now again, there is also facet present over the transverse process of the thoracic vertebrae, and they make joint with again with the rib, that is costotransverse joint. So there are two joint that is present between rib and vertebrae, that is costovertebral and costotransverse. So these two are example of plain variety of synovial joint. See, in skeleton you can see these are the ribs, this is the vertebrae. So these are costovertebral joint, and on the posterior aspect you can see there is a joint between the transverse process of the vertebrae and the rib. These are the costotransverse joint. They are the example of plain variety of synovial joint. So we have seen many example of plain variety of synovial joint. I repeat again, see, this is very important. You have to mug up, you have to remember. What are they? In upper limb we have seen intercarpal, intermetacarpal and carpometacarpal except first. They are the example of plain variety. Same like in lower limb we have seen the sacroiliac joint, most of the intertarsal joint, tarsometatarsal joint and intermetatarsal joint. Okay, they are the example of plain variety. And in case of thoracic region, we have seen except first chondrosternal joint, all the chondrosternal joint are the plain variety of synovial joint. Acromioclavicular joint, there is a plain variety of synovial joint. And lastly, we have seen the joint between the rib and vertebrae, that is costotransverse and costovertebral. They are the example of plain variety of synovial joint. See, in head and neck region, there are 2 or 3 examples of the plain variety of synovial joint, that is cricothyroid and cricoarytenoid joint. But that you will learn in head and neck region. Now uniaxial joint. In uniaxial, you know there are two type of joint, that is hinge variety of joint and pivot joint. We will see one by one. First, hinge variety of joint, in which there are the articular surface are pulley shape and the movement occurs in only one axis, that is transverse axis, there is flexion and extension. We will see example. See, this is the upper limb, this is the humerus, this one is the lateral side radius, and this is the ulnar bone. So the joint is formed between arm and forearm, that is the elbow joint. That is the example of hinge variety of joint, in which the movement occurs in transverse axis, that is flexion and extension. So this is the example of hinge variety of joint. Now we will see in lower limb. In lower limb, the example of hinge variety is ankle joint, that is formed between the bones of the lower leg, that is tibia and the tarsal bone. That is the ankle joint, in which again movement occurs transverse axis. This is the dorsiflexion, or you can say flexion, and this is the plantar flexion, or you can say the extension. So this movement occur on the transverse axis only in one axis. Now, third example of hinge variety is interphalangeal joint. As I showed you earlier, this is the hand that is formed by carpal, metacarpal and 14 phalanges. So the joint between the phalanges, there is a proximal interphalangeal joint and distal interphalangeal joint. Here, this is a proximal interphalangeal joint, this is a distal interphalangeal joint. They are the example of hinge variety of joint, in which movement occur in one axis, that is transverse axis, that is a flexion and extension. flexion and extension. So 3 example in upper limb 2, that is elbow and interphalangeal joint, and in lower limb that is ankle joint. They are the example of hinge variety of synovial joint. Now another uniaxial joint is pivot joint, in which articular surface comprises the central body pivot surrounded by osteocartilaginous ring. See, this is the first cervical rib and this is the second cervical rib. So the joint between first and second cervical vertebrae, that is here, this is the median atlantoaxial joint. This is called the atlas vertebrae and this is the axis vertebrae. The joint between median atlantoaxial joint. This is the example of the pivot joint. Now another example, it is the superior and inferior radio-ulnar joint. See, this is the radius bone, lateral bone of forearm. This is the ulnar bone, that is the medial bone of forearm, right? So the joint occur between the radius and ulnar, that is the here superior radio-ulnar joint and inferior radio-ulnar joint. So they are the example of pivot variety of joint. And the one thing is, in pivot joint, the movement occur in vertical axis. Now biaxial joint. In biaxial there are two type of joint. There is condylar joint and ellipsoid joint. First we see the condylar joint. In condylar type of variety, articular surface include two distinct condyles, means convex male surface fit into reciprocally concave female surface. In this type of joint, the movement occur only in one axis, that is mainly on the transverse axis, right? But partially the medial and lateral rotation occur around the vertical axis. We will see the example. See, in case of head and neck region, there is the example of condylar variety is temporomandibular joint. The joint between the temple bone and this is the mandible. So this is the temporomandibular joint of right side and this is the temporomandibular joint of left side. So these are the example of condylar variety of joint. Now the another example, that is in the lower limb, there is the knee joint. That is the example of condylar variety of joint, in which flexion, along with the flexion and extension, there is also medial and lateral rotation occur. Now ellipsoid joint, in which articular surface include convex male surface fitting into reciprocally concave female surface, in which free movement are permitted around both axes, means in the transverse axis there is flexion and extension, and on the anteroposterior axis there is abduction and adduction is there. Now the typical rotation around third axis is not possible in this type of joint. We will see the example. First, in the upper limb there is a wrist joint. Here is the wrist joint. This is the example of the ellipsoid joint, in which flexion and extension occur at the transverse axis and adduction and abduction occur at the anteroposterior axis. Again, flexion, extension and adduction towards the body, abduction away from the body. So this is the example of wrist joint. Now another example is metacarpophalangeal joint. See, these are the carpal bone, this is the you can see here the joint between carpal and metacarpal that we already discussed, except first they are the plain variety of synovial joint, and this joint between metacarpal and these phalanges, these are metacarpophalangeal joint. They are the example of ellipsoid variety of the joint. Same in the lower limb, the joint between these metatarsal and phalanges, these are the metatarsophalangeal joint. They are the example of ellipsoid variety of joint. Now in head and neck region, these are the occipital condyle. So joint between this occipital condyle and superior articular facet of first cervical vertebrae. So joint, that is atlanto-occipital joint. As I have told you, the first vertebrae also called the atlas vertebrae. So atlanto-occipital joint, this is also the example of the ellipsoid variety of joint. Now saddle variety of synovial joint, in which articular surface are reciprocally concave convex. The example of saddle variety of joint is sternoclavicular joint. See, this is the sternum, this is the clavicle. So the medial end of the medial end of the clavicle making joint with the sternum, that is sternoclavicular joint. That is an example of the saddle variety of joint. Now, in case of upper limb, you can see here this is the first metacarpal bone. So first carpo-metacarpal joint, that is the example of the saddle variety of the joint. And in case of lower limb, this is the calcaneum bone, heel bone, and distal to it there is this bone, that is a cuboid bone. So joint between calcaneum and cuboid, name is calcaneocuboidal joint. So this joint, it is also the example of saddle variety of the synovial joint. So we have seen the three example, that is sternoclavicular, first carpometacarpal, and this calcaneocuboidal joint. See, now there are another example of saddle variety of joint, that is the joint between the femur and this is the patella. So joint between femur and patella, it also the saddle variety of joint. And another joint, that is in the ear ossicles. In the ear there are the ear ossicles, and between there is one joint, that is inguinal-malleolar joint. This is also the example of saddle variety of joint. Now the last one is the ball and socket variety of the synovial joint, that is a multi-axial joint in which articular surface include globular head that fit into cup-shaped socket, and the movement occur around an indefinite number of axes. Right, means flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, medial and lateral rotation, and also the circumduction all occur quietly freely. Now we'll see the example. First is the hip joint. See, hip joint is formed by head of femur. This is the right side of femur, and this is the right side of hip bone. So the joint, hip joint is formed by head of the femur that fit into cup shape, this acetabulum of the hip bone. So you can see here, this is the hip joint. This is the example of ball and socket variety of synovial joint. Now the another example, that is shoulder joint, that is present in upper limb. This is the left side of scapula and left side of humerus. So the joint formed between the head of humerus and glenoid cavity of scapula. See, like this. So the joint is formed, that is called the shoulder joint. It is also the example of ball and socket variety of synovial joint. Now in case of lower limb, this is the foot, you already know. This is the calcaneum bone. This is the talus. In front of talus there is a navicular bone. So joint between talus, calcaneum, navicular, talo-calcaneo-navicular joint. Here, this is the example of ball and socket variety of synovial joint. Example of another ball and socket variety of synovial joint is, that is present in the between the ear ossicles, that is inguinostapedial joint. It is also the example of ball and socket variety of synovial joint.
Mainly.
So we have seen the example of ball and socket variety of synovial joint are, again I repeat, shoulder joint in upper limb, hip joint, talo-calcaneo-navicular joint. So these are the example, and in the ear ossicles there is the inguinostapedial joint. So these four are the example of ball and socket variety of the synovial joint. So today we have seen the example of cartilaginous, means in which primary and secondary cartilaginous joint and many synovial joint. So you have to remember at least two examples of each variety of the synovial joint.